What is up? What is going on? Welcome, everybody. It is the Money Match Gaming Podcast. I am part of your co host team, The Infinite. I am here with my good old partner, the one and only, the special Dan Estrata, my guy. What is up, man?
I'm in too small a box. The fingers just, like they get cut off. But what's up, everybody? It's me, Dan. We're here. Oh, sorry. Got a gas bubble creeping up. There it goes. We are here with the Money Match Gaming Podcast Talk Show Extravaganza Spectacular, and we're here today to talk about August and the things coming up in August. Lance, how are you doing before we get started?
I am doing all right. I'm doing all right. Oh, well, real quick, my car might actually not be that expensive, dude.
That's good.
I think I was a little stressed the last time we talked because of the whole car thing I told you afterwards. Mm-hmm. And, had a warranty on the battery, went and got that changed, and they can't find anything wrong. So I'm thinking I'm going to walk away owing maybe $140 to about $200. And
that's not too bad. That could have been way worse.
Right. Because the initial amount was $2,000. And
it's a big difference.
Yeah, $2,000 or $700. It was one of those two amounts, and I was pretty disgusted.
Yeah.
Pretty disgusted. So I'm in a much better mood, and I feel really good actually. I'm way more relaxed, way more easygoing. So But first off, before we get too deep into it, welcome the Cortex and welcome Casual Ham. Thank you guys for coming out. Appreciate it. I'm gonna talk a little bit about what's coming here in August. Dan, take us away, my guy.
All right, so in my opinion, personal opinion, and this has been kind of my opinion all summer, this is a fairly weak month. Just a kind of fairly, there's one or two games or movies every month or so that are pretty good, but most of it is kind of meh. But I'll go through it because what I think is meh might not be meh to everybody else. So let's start. We'll start with games. On August 2nd, Madden 20 comes out. Now, don't be fooled. Madden 25 came out 5 years ago. You should buy that one. It's 5 into the future. They just didn't realize what they were doing. But no, Madden 20 is coming out for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Actually, I think it's already out. If you pre-ordered it, I think you get early access or something of that nature. But that's besides the point. Official release date, August 2nd. On August 6th, we have Age of Wonders Planetfall coming out on the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. And we have Metal Wolf Chaos XD coming out on the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. On August 9th and 13th, we have a pair of Switch ports. On 9th, we have Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet Complete Edition coming out for the Switch. And on the August 13th, we have Friday the 13th, the Game Ultimate Slasher Edition. So pretty appropriately timed game, the Friday the 13th game coming out on, I believe, Friday the 13th. Very, very good business move, but that game already came out a while ago. It's just a port. August 20th, we have some game called Rad coming out for everything, and we have a game called Remnant from the Ashes coming out for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. On August 22nd, we have a game called Oninaki coming out on the PC, PS4, and Switch. On August 27th, there's a lot of games coming out this day. We have Bard's Tale 4 Director's Cut for the PS4 and Xbox One. We have Control for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. We have Taste of Power on the PC. And we have World of Warcraft Classic coming out on the PC. Oh, also we have Wreckfest coming out on the PS4 and Xbox One. I almost missed that there. On August 28th, we have a game by the title of Headspun coming out on the PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch, so everything. And August 30th, we have Astral Chain coming out on the Switch, Blair Witch coming out on the PC and Xbox One, and the Dark Pictures anthology Man of Medan coming out on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. So, yeah. So, let's talk about some of the things that interest you here. What would you like to talk about?
Did you look into Remnant from the Ashes?
No, I have no idea what that is.
It's like a Diablo. It was I don't know, man. It was interesting. I didn't see a whole
Hmm.
lot of it, but I like looked it up and I listened to a little bit of the people like talk and stuff, and it's like a Diablo where basically you'll generate like it's like a open world type of thing where you go in and it's like it. I'm not sure if you level up, but there was like guns and he was like swinging swords and stuff, and he
Hmm.
was talking about how like when you enter a game, like I should say campaign. When you enter a campaign, the whole world's generated from that point, and the world won't change until you beat that campaign. So the world will be the same every time you log in. But he mentioned Diablo, so I was like thinking it was going to be like a lot of Diablo. I didn't do a whole lot of research, but it was really yeah. I was like interested as soon as you mentioned Diablo 2. I was like, well, if it's like that, if it's like that.
I might have to look into that. For my Diablo 2 fix, I'll usually just play Path of Exile, but that could, I mean, hey, could be fun. Could check it out.
Right, and I'm not even sure if it's like co-op or anything like that. But like hey, you mentioned Diablo 2 and a game that has some interesting dynamics to that because there was like demons and stuff walking around, and he was shooting with guns, and he was
Hmm.
dodging and stuff, and it just really, it looked cool. It looked cool. I'm actually really interested, and hopefully, I'll get a little time because I might buy that. I really might.
Word. I'll definitely look into it as the date comes closer.
Right. So there's that, and then there's Control. Usually I'm not like super into those games and stuff like that, but it just looks interesting.
I don't know much about it, but everything I've seen looks kind of, it looks fine. Looks pretty cool, but I don't even know what type of game it is. I've just seen like cinematic trailers and stuff.
Oh, in Cortex, he was talking about how he knows the game's called Remnant. It's more of like he was just comparing. If I need something like Diablo, play Path of Exile.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't see that, or else I would have responded myself.
Yeah, it popped up just recently. No worries. I just knew that he just didn't hear your whole sentence. So,
Gotcha.
but yeah, you can take the next one because
Yeah. I mean, the next one I'm very excited for is World of Warcraft Classic on the PC. I'm probably gonna get back into World of Warcraft. Probably gonna regret that a month into it, but I will do it because I have a lot of other friends who are like, "We're gonna get the gang back together," and I'm like, "I was never part of the gang, but I'm joining now, baby." So, and one of my buddies is actually mad at me because I told him I won't play an alliance character, but I had a lot of fun times playing World of Warcraft growing up. Uh, and I'm excited to play more World of Warcraft again. And I might not like follow through with it. Who knows? I've been playing Fire Emblem, and I want to get the next game I'm going to talk about. So because it's a game I've already played, probably wasted like 100 days worth of game time in, like actual lifetime in game. So WoW Classic is just pure WoW. Never played beside. Yeah. So WoW Classic is essentially they're going back to like patch 1.2. So I think it might be everything up to Blackwing Lair is in the game. Not entirely sure if that's true or not, or if it goes all the way back to Molten Core. Um, but yeah, it makes the game back to what it was 10 years ago, or actually at this point like 15 years ago. But it was a good game at the time. I think it'll feel a little dated. I hope it doesn't, but I think it will. There's a lot of things that they changed later on in the game that were for the better. There was a lot of things that they changed that were for the worse. So we'll see. I'm definitely excited to try it out. Didn't RuneScape already do that? Probably, but I mean, whatever. They're both allowed to do it.
uh,
Yeah, Leroy Jenkins is from oh, sorry, is from Upper Blackrock Spire, and that is in Vanilla WoW. So you could have a Leroy Jenkins moment yourself if you go back to it. But the other game I wanted to talk about that's coming out this month that I'm very excited about, probably even more excited for than WoW Classic now, is Astral Chain. I think that game looks awesome. I'm a big fan of Platinum games. Love Bayonetta, love Wonderful 101, love Nier Automata. Pretty much every Platinum game I've ever played, I've been like, man, this was awesome. So I'm very excited for Astral Chain. It looks awesome. It looks really fun. It looks a lot of like a lot of fun, and I'm just hoping that it does well. And I'm just hoping it does well, honestly, because I don't want this to affect Bayonetta 3, and I feel like for some reason it might if it doesn't do as well as they're hoping. However, I think it'll be a pretty good game. I mean, like I said, Platinum Games has a history of making really quality products, so I don't see anything else. Yeah, they've talked about it in a couple Nintendo Directs. They seem to highlight it a good deal. So I'm happy that Nintendo is putting their support in it as well.
Yeah, you had it highlighted, so I was like, oh yeah, yeah, I for sure have to check it out. It looked pretty cool, as Casual said. It looks like something I'd enjoy too, kind of JRPG ish.
Yeah, it's like a hack and slash JRPG type deal.
Right, and it looked interesting. I, you know, yeah. I
On the
guess.
game subject, I don't think we've ever done this before, but I think this will be a cool thing to do before we move into movies. But go on. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. I didn't know you were going to say something else there.
No. That's pretty much the gist. I'm interested, and hopefully,
Gotcha.
a lot like the Three Houses, because I do want to buy that game. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
that was going
so
to be the next thing I was
excited.
going to say. I was like, did you buy any games in the previous month that you're enjoying, or that one you want to bring up? Saying
No,
like,
I want to buy it. I don't have the funds. Like,
gotcha.
I told everybody last week that my wife's deployed.
Mm-hmm.
It changes kind of like the pay scale, and like she gets paid more, but it's like it just takes a while for it to kick in. So I'm actually kind of
Mm-hmm.
really dry at the moment, and I just
Gotcha.
almost there. And then
No,
and then first month's bills, and then I'm like, all right,
it do be like that sometimes.
yeah. So it's
But
like it's
yeah,
definitely a game that I know I'm gonna like. So
that game I've been playing recently. I bought it on Friday. Never played a Fire Emblem game before. Still not very good at tactical strategy. I think if I wasn't playing on normal mode, which is at this moment baby easy mode, I think I'd get wrecked. But since I am playing on normal mode, aka baby easy mode, I'm enjoying the game quite a bit. It also has like a bit of a persona mechanic to it where there's like managing like your schedule and doing certain things and hanging out with certain people, and it gives you different benefits for doing that. So I enjoy that a lot, obviously, because I'm a big Persona fan. And the other game I played this month, a good deal, was Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. We have it in the office. And we all played through it together in the office, like me and my three coworkers, and it was a ton of fun. The story was kind of meh, but whatever. The gameplay was a lot of fun, and it was really cool to, have all the characters there. Some that I'd never even heard of, like Elsa Bloodstone, I think is her name. Was not familiar with her, but she was pretty cool. Oh, Cortex still on Crash Team Racing. Hey, Crash Team Racing is the game. I'm very excited for Friday when the new, or maybe it's Thursday. I think it's Thursday, actually, when the new Grand Prix drops and I can get my fancy Lambo car because I played a lot during the last Grand Prix. It's very, very exciting.
oh yeah, you saw Hero too as well.
Oh yeah, is he
Dropping
out
today.
yet? He's supposed to come out today, but I
Yeah.
didn't see that he was actually out yet.
Yeah. There's still an update. I'm not sure if people are living them yet. I saw a couple of them going live, and people mentioning it in the Discord. I don't think he's actually there. I figured
Yeah,
I'd
well, they
figure that
said
out.
he was coming out today.
Yeah, he
but,
is coming out
like,
today. I'm
usually-
for sure.
Yeah. Like usually, I get like because I follow gaming accounts on Twitter that will say as soon as it goes, as soon as it it just went out. Okay, cool. Yeah, as soon as that something like that happens, they'll usually post about it. Yep, downloading the update now. Cool. I probably am not looking at my phone, and that's why literally 11 minutes ago. I see the text now. Great. Cool. So, Heroes Out. Exciting stuff to end July with. And just a bunch of words going on there.
Did you see his kit? Enough of this nonsense.
Yeah.
90% of your show could be dedicated to Classic WoW coming out August 27th. Hey, hurt yourself.
Dude, listen. If you want me to stream Classic WoW, your boy will stream Classic WoW on the Money Match Gaming channel. If that is what the people want, the people can have it. Because I'll be playing a lot of Classic WoW. I won't be 24/7. I'll be playing a lot at work. I can't stream at work, but I will stream at home if the fans demand it.
If the fans need it,
I will give it to them.
Well, Dave was definitely a really big fan of WoW. I remember when they tried to get me to play it. I just wasn't feeling it. No, I'm not doing this.
To each their own, you know. I think it's a great game. Like I said, early.
Oh no, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's for me.
We're going horde. We're going horde. D. We talked about this. Oh, you might not have been here. Yeah, I'm going horde. Horde all time. Undead priest this time around. I don't like the alliance quest zones. They're annoying. But I digress. Should we move into movies?
Real quick, did you see his kit? Hero's kit?
Oh yeah. A lot of people are complaining about him, even though they've never actually even played him. I think he'll be fine. I think he will not be like as overpowered as everybody thinks. I mean, he's heavily based on RNG, right. And you also have to like scroll through these abilities, which is not like instant. So I mean, granted, seems fairly good. He definitely seems pretty good, but I think people are overreacting on how good he is from the like 4-minute video of Sakurai playing him against a CPU.
I mean, that's somewhat true, but the random critting that seemed to happen kind of often, it seemed a little strong. Like, well, obviously you got to land it.
Once again, it might have happened often in the sense of that video, you know? Like,
right.
He turned it up so that you could see what it looked like and something of that nature.
You know, that's probably true, too.
I think that he will be a good character, and I think people are overreacting. I don't think he's going to break the game. And he might. He very well might. But I think he will just be pretty good. I think he'll have a niche audience. I think initially, if you go online like in the next 20 minutes, it'll just be heroes. But I think if you wait like 2 days, you'll get back to like seeing only Ganondorf again.
Dora!
Exactly. Nothing can stop the Dorf, especially not online. Online, people are just like Dorf all the time. The thing I'm interested in is actually the online tournaments thing that they're adding. I think that sounds pretty cool. I'm excited to see what that's all about.
Yes, Cortex. We just do it through there. Who is the real hero? I'm not sure. I did like all his specials, though. His specials seem really strong.
There's like regular specials or like the RNG specials?
All of the specials.
Because he's got like...
Yeah.
What seems like most. 30 moves.
Yeah, he does.
He's got so many attacks.
Right. I like all the random mechanics he's actually adding to the game of like managing different things outside of just...
Yeah, like you have to manage your mana and stuff like that.
Right. That's actually really, really cool.
I agree. I think that is a cool thing.
I think that's a real afterthought by him, though, because he could have did that with a lot of different characters, I think. You know, just imagine how much
the DLC characters get like a different kind of love than the rest of the characters.
That is true. But imagine...
And especially because it's like, when they're doing the DLC, they're usually like focusing on like one character at a time and putting a lot of effort into the one character, rather than when they're doing the whole game. A lot of it is like, you know, you're rebalancing characters and stuff. You're not changing too much. Actually, I don't know if you watch any of his videos. Scott the Woz had a video talking about like if he made the next Smash Brothers, what it would be like. And he had some interesting takes. A lot of them I thought were not great, but I did like his idea of going back to basics with having a smaller character roster, but like all the characters being completely reworked to match more so how they are in their current games. Like Mario would not be using Flood anymore. Mario does not use Flood anymore. He would do something with Cappy or something of that nature that completely reworks the way they play and the way they are. And I think that could be a cool alternative.
I like the idea of doing what he did with Hero, of having like different modes. So he kind of did it with Persona to where he has Arson, you know, like it'll kind of change his movesets to some degree. So imagine Mario being able to use his other suits, you know?
That could be cool. Yeah,
It would
I
be
agree.
amazing, dude.
I think
It'd be
that could be cool.
so crazily good. And there's like so many different things you could do with it that would like change the way Mario plays in general. So imagine being, hammer suit and throwing hammers and like
Yeah,
completely turning him into a zoning character and having those SWAT like those and like they're doing that in fighting games to where like, you have Mortal Kombat with the different
different like styles and
yeah,
stuff.
the different styles and stuff, which will
Characters.
change the way your character interacts with the game. Like that would be amazing. There's already so much content in the game though, so I'm not upset. I'm just saying
Right,
that's
yeah.
it's a
No,
cool
no.
idea.
I agree.
It's cool.
I think that's good for like a future game too. I
Oh
think
yeah.
that's at this point, Ultimate is Ultimate. They're gonna add 3 more characters, and then they might add 5 more after that, and then I think Ultimate will be put to bed. But it's still Ultimate. They don't need to. They don't really need to do anything else at this point, and it's still like pretty incredible the fact that a game of that caliber even exists. You know?
Right. Imagine Ice Climbers and being able to switch between I think it's Nana and
Popo.
Popo. Being able to switch and it changing the skill set. Like brain explode, like galaxy brain
Yeah, I
out
mean,
here.
it's like the Samus Zero Suit Samus back in Brawl.
Right. So yeah, exactly. It's like it's a cool concept.
Or Zelda Sheik.
It's way too much content, and that's only if they want to turn this game into like a service-based game. Then they could like talk about like adding that. But like we really don't need it. They're just cool ideas. They're just cool ideas I'm throwing out in the ether. So, but yeah, we can move on to the movies now. I'm okay with that.
Let's talk movies, shall we? All right. So there's a handful of movies coming out in August. Some things that a lot of people are going to be excited for. Some things that nobody's really going to care about. But we're going to talk about them, baby. So August 2nd, we have Hobbs and Shaw, which is a Fast and the Furious spinoff. On August 9th, we have Dora, the Lost City of Gold, which is, yes, Dora the Explorer. We have Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark and The Kitchen. On August 13th, we have Angry Birds 2. On August 16th, we have Good Boys and Blinded by the Light. On August 23rd, we have Angel Has Fallen. And finally, on August 30th, we have Don't Let Go. Those are the movies. I guess I'll talk about some movies that I'm excited for. Since you started last time, I'll start this time. Whatever. And one movie I've highlighted here is Angry Birds 2. Now, I have never seen the first Angry Birds movie, nor do I think Angry Birds movies need to exist. So that's where I stand on this platform right now. However, I will say this. Angry Birds 2 is directed by Thurip Van Ortman. If you don't know who that is the creator of the TV show Flapjack, The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, a cartoon that used to air on Cartoon Network.
It was funny.
It's one of my favorites. I really enjoy that show, and I think he's very funny. He voiced Flapjack as well. Also, other creators who are on that show who went on to do big things. You have Pendleton Ward, known best for creating Adventure Time and Bravest Warriors, and you have J.G. Quintel, known best for creating Regular Show. So that show is awesome. I really like Thurip Van Ortman. I think he's going to do a great job directing this movie. So just because he is the director, it makes me like 90% more interested in that movie than I ever would have been initially. And I'm still not going to see the first one. Don't ask me to watch the first one. I'm not going to do it. I don't care if it's good. I don't want to watch it. But I will watch this one for Thurip Van Ortman. And the other movie I've highlighted is Good Boys. I noticed you highlighted that as well. That movie, I've noticed, is fairly controversial online. At least when I first saw the trailers, most of the comments were people like, I can't believe you're sexualizing teenagers. This is disgusting. This is a horrible, like, whoever made this movie should feel bad. I thought it looked hilarious. I think it looks really, really funny. And I think people are taking stuff so seriously. It's a movie. And also, I don't know if you've ever hung around 6th and 7th graders for like, and not being a parent of them. 6th and 7th graders are dirty as hell. They are probably like the dirtiest people in the world. They say terrible, terrible, terrible things. All sorts of terrible things. So I think this is just an accurate representation of like, 12, 13-year-olds that other media is afraid to to portray. I think the movie looks great. I think it looks a lot of funny. It's like super bad, but with little kids. I'm into it.
Yeah. I'm feeling the same way. I didn't know there was controversy to it. I didn't see anything.
If you ever look up a trailer for that movie and just read the comments. A lot of people, or like on Twitter, look up the page and read the comments. A lot of people are very upset about this movie. At least from what I read. I haven't looked at anything recently, so maybe people's opinions changed on it. But when I initially saw stuff, people were upset that this movie existed, and I was like, "Why? This looks amazing. This looks really fun."
I think we just hate jokes at the moment. You know, I mean, I'm thinking that's what it is. Like,
no, it's not that, because it's not like SJWs or whatever who are mad at it. It's like it's just a bunch of people, like all sorts of people. It's not has nothing to do with and also first of all, let me say SJW is a dumb fucking stupid thing. But that's besides not being an SJW, the idea that like, oh, you're a social justice warrior, like, no, just be a better person to people. So I will, sort of, I guess, in a sense, if you want to put that halo on me, yeah, but no, that's a dumb thing. That's besides the point. I'm over that. I just think that people were mad because I don't know, people hold kids onto like some crazy pedestal that I don't understand. That they're like, man, kids are super pure. And that's not the case at all. Kids are awful. They're great, but they're terrible. It's true.
DM the Infinite, the Cortex.
But yeah, so it's not like the normal people getting mad at things. You know, like online you have two like outrage sides, and they're all both, their own political faction or whatever. But this is it was weird. It was like unanimous people just not being happy this movie existed when I saw the trailers on Twitter initially. And I was very confused because I was like, man, I would like to watch this movie right now, please. That's fun.
Yeah, that's like, I'm perturbed. I'm perturbed. I really, I don't know what to say. It doesn't seem like that, like, crazy. Like, we grew up with movies like that, though. I don't
But
know
not with kids that young. The idea is that the characters are too young for that kind of movie. For them to be joking about buying booze and talking about like having sex with one character's sister. They're like too young in some people's heads. But once again, that's how kids that age kind of talk when they're not being hovered around by their parents. I mean, I've been called some terrible things on Xbox Live. I've been called some horrible things.
Typically,
Fortnite, I've been called some horrible things.
Typically, I dodge those bullets. Like, I'm either a cheater because I'm actually good at the game, or like, I don't know. I don't know if my persona just bleeds through like through the microphone or something. But typically, people are really, really chill, or they're saying I'm a cheater, and I'm like,
no, I never get cheater. I always get. Because I'm not particularly good at games. I love playing video games, but for the most part, I'm like extremely middle of the pack for most games, except for like kart racing games. I'm usually pretty good at those. But yeah, no, people say terrible things.
The people say terrible things. All right, so I highlighted Hobbs and Shaw, not because I want to see the movie. I just want to know your general thoughts on like it having a spinoff. Because I know there was like a little drama with the cast and stuff where I think they were kind of really mad that like it started to not become the original people who kind of started the Fast and Furious like series and started becoming The Rock and stuff like that. And do you have any opinions on that? Like,
no, I mean, I watched the first Fast and the Furious and thought it was horrible. I watched the second Fast and the Furious and thought it was boring. I watched the third Fast and the Furious and thought it was stupid, but I enjoyed it more than the first two. And then I never watched the Fast and the Furious movie again. However, I do like The Rock. I think he's very enjoyable. I do like Jason Statham. I think he's very enjoyable. And I have no problem with this movie existing. Granted, maybe if you're a Fast and the Furious purist, is that even a thing? You might get mad that Vin Diesel's not in this movie or something, but I'm totally cool with them making a movie with The Rock and Jason Statham. And it actually, for what it's worth, it looks fine. It looks pretty good, but I don't care enough about this series to waste my time with it.
Okay. So it's more indifference to where it's like, it's whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
like it doesn't do like it. I'm not outraged over it, or I'm not excited about it. It's just like, hey, this is a movie coming out, and it has The Rock in it, like so many others.
Okay. I understood their sentiment, but I mean,
I get it. It's not because this doesn't. I'm sure, judging by the trailer, it doesn't feel like it needed to be a Fast and the Furious movie. This movie could have been called The Rock and Jason Statham, and everybody would have been like, yeah, this is pretty much the same thing.
Right. Yeah.
But once again, I don't know I don't know those characters, so maybe there is some, link, real link to the Fast and the Furious lore. Jason Statham was at the very end of Tokyo Drift.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
I think he's at the end of the credits or something like that.
Okay, that would explain.
Maybe it's Fast and the Furious 4. I don't know.
Oh, it was.
I used to work in a movie theater, so I would clean up, and I just remember Jason Statham scene.
Yeah, he was at the end of one of them. He killed one of the.
But it was a flashback to Tokyo Drift, right?
He was. It was just a kind of Tokyo dude, and then
Yeah, it was one of the characters from Tokyo Drift.
Yes.
Okay, so that's
one of the characters from Tokyo Drift.
It didn't place at the end of Tokyo Drift. It just featured the main character from Tokyo Drift.
One of them, yeah. He wasn't really a main character. He was just the guy who provided the vehicle that got the protagonist in the racing scene, basically.
Gotcha. But one of the more main characters in that movie. One of the recognizable characters from that movie. Because when I was cleaning up the theater, I definitely remember being like, "Oh, I know that guy. What's up?"
Right. So I don't know. I just wanted to touch on it because I kind of feel like you. It doesn't need to be a Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah. And maybe it does. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Probably not going to. Even though Roman Reigns is in it, and I'm happy for Roman Reigns being in it. But
right. Then yeah. That's spotted. Yeah.
Do you have? I think you have something else on it.
Oh yeah. Angel Has Fallen.
Not watched the other movies in that series.
I haven't. I didn't know there was more than one.
Yeah, the Gerard Butler action movies. I think one of them is like London Has Fallen, and one of them is like the White House Has Fallen, or something like that.
I think there has been.
Yeah. This is either the second or third in that series.
I'm not like
really sure.
Amazingly interested in it, but it's interesting. I do kind of like those kind of movies. They're kind of serious, kind of spoofy to a degree, to where it's just like, that's.
I think they try and take themselves too seriously. I think
yeah. There might be a little of that, but it's interesting. And then Don't Let Go. It seemed like a really intense drama. I'm not sure if you looked it up because I didn't see any advertisements whatsoever. But when I looked it up preparing for today, it looked interesting. I liked it. I really liked the way it felt, and it's like this detective drama type of thing, and he's like solving a murder 2 weeks into the future type shit, and I don't know. I might ask you to go see it because looked a little legit to me, but hey. But we are at the end of our list. Hopefully we talked about a few things that you guys are interested in this month. It should be really interesting. I don't think it's a bad month. I think this month
is better than July. It's better than July. But that it is and it isn't, because so much of this month is dry. It feels like the first 20 days in this month, there's really not a whole lot going on. But then towards the end of the month, it really starts picking up. And that makes sense because, at least for the game side, fall is usually the biggest season for game releases. You get the pre-Christmas releases, so that way on Black Friday, you can sell Buco Dolores worth of your crappy game.
Oh, but this year I think is going to be fantabulous. I just get, I don't know. I think there's just a lot of things that I'm interested in. I don't remember if they said the Xbox was
honestly so far. every game I've played this year, for the most part, I've enjoyed quite thoroughly. I haven't really played too many duds this year where I'm like, why am I doing this? Or
Why did I buy this?
yeah.
They
Like that
got
happens.
me.
That definitely happens. Like I've done that before, where I've just bought a game and I'm like, well, this just didn't really do anything for me. But most of the new games I bought this year have really like left a good impression, a good taste in my mouth. So I think that this has been a fairly good year for games. And don't get me wrong, I still play, the games that, like online games that just last forever, like Fortnite. Like I'll play Fortnite a bunch, and seasons 10 starts up in 2 days, which is exciting as well. And we talked about Crash Team Racing, and I plan on playing that game again in August. So there's a lot of like repeat customers that I've been playing this year too. So
Yeah, but those are all good games. I don't play Fortnite, but it's a good game. I really hate when people are like, it's such a terrible game.
Did you watch the World Cup?
No.
Yeah, I did. I watched the doubles and the solos. It was crazy, man. It's like it's really weird because they don't play like regular people, which is, I mean, obvious. Like it's crazy like it feels like watching a different game. Like when I watch Overwatch, like Overwatch League and stuff, it doesn't feel so different. It just feels like there's a skill gap in strategy. Same with Rocket League. Like I don't think it obviously is different because everybody is constantly hitting the ball in the air and it rarely ever touches the ground a lot. But it's once again, it feels like the skill gap. This one felt like a different game because it's basically just people walking around in structures the whole time. Like literally building structures like almost as they move along and stuff of that nature, which was really interesting to me. And also the rate that everybody can build at that level is just
insanity.
It's like instead of just like the game being about trying to kill the other people, it's about controlling walls and being able to manipulate the walls to your own use. So if someone has a wall, you got to take it down, quickly replace it, and then be able to manipulate it so you can mess with them and they have to kind of retreat and do stuff like that. It was really interesting. But and congrats to the dude, 16-year-old kid who's now $3 million richer. And then everyone's been talking about him because he won $3 million. But guess what? The top 5 people all won almost over $1 million, I believe, or close to $1 million. I think King won 900,000. I think he was 5th or 6th. And he's a 13-year-old. The average age of that tournament was 16 years old. And all of those people took home at least $10,000, which good on them. That's awesome. That's super cool. And the fact that anybody could have just qualified for that, like, they didn't have like,
That's smart.
That
was done wise.
Cool.
Yeah. I'll occasionally watch a couple professional Fortnite content and stuff like that. So I know what you're talking about. I just didn't watch the World Cup.
Yeah.
To where like it's like the ending engagements is literally just running around, fighting for high ground, rotating early, and then sitting in your little place until people start running out of mats, or you can get some quick, safe kills. I feel like it's played a lot differently, and I know what you mean by like, controlling walls and so on and so forth. Because
honestly, the people who I enjoyed the most, I mean, granted, the guy who won was just really good. Obviously, he was like double in points above the second person almost. But the 13-year-old kid who I watched, King, he was awesome, dude. He was so aggressive. It was great. It was really like fun to watch somebody who felt like they wanted to do the shooting part of the game, because most people were like, oh, just gotta survive, which is fine. That's how the game is played. But that's what made King so enjoyable for me, besides the fact that, man, this 13-year-old is like a million times better than this game than I'll ever be. It was like the fact that he was super aggressive and super risky in the way he played, and the fact that he still plays so highly doing that, I think speaks a lot of volume too.
Right. I'm really hoping that they create new game modes that will come to the forefront of its competitive scene. I really don't think like the battle royale.
I think the battle royale will be the only thing they create game modes. I mean, they have all sorts of different game modes. I just don't think. I mean, they have the one of the things that they did in the World Cup was the creative World Cup, so you probably would actually enjoy watching that.
Right. Yeah, and I like haven't been super following it. Occasionally I'll watch some news related to Fortnite, but like for the most part, yeah, I'm not like super delve like into it. And I've seen some kind of Halo type creative maps to where like you spawn, you only have a shotgun, you know that you can't really build, but you're jumping around these like structures that resemble like a playpen type of thing. They're all like red and yellow and stuff like that, and that seemed interesting.
They've got all sorts of stuff. I mean, they have prop hunt in the game now, and like I said, the creative mode was really. I didn't watch it. I'm going to though, because from what I saw of it, it looked really cool. I know that the last event was kind of like a death race. So like they made like someone made this like crazy map that you had to get as far as possible, but you only had like essentially 1 HP. So anything that made contact with you, and there's like a lot of spike traps, you're dead. So the dude won, and you have to like collect as many and coins as possible, and the team with the most coins wins or something. And the guy who won essentially won his team $3 million by jumping on a spike trap and then jumping up quick enough that it triggered it and didn't touch him, so he could land again and then jump over to the platform with the coin. It was really, really cool. And good for him, man. Won a lot of money. All those people won a lot of money. It's great for them. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it's good for League. It's good for esports in a lot of ways. So it's good to hear that everybody that qualified and went to that event made some money, because that's the way it should be. And for all those people who are like, nah, it's like real sports are done that way. All those football teams or basketball teams that lose still get a paycheck.
Right.
This is how the whole system works. Like, people got to get paid for their efforts, because everybody's got to eat, everybody's got to have a roof and be able to do things. That's what's important, you know. But you know, just because we're throwing it out there, and I'm one of those guys that's like kind of has to like put it out there in the ether. I don't know why I get in these modes where I'm like, no, I'm gonna say it. It should have like some territories or like domination mode in Fortnite, to where like the objective
I don't think
is
that. I mean, I think that differentiates from the main way of play, and I don't think that'll ever be like a mode that becomes a competitive type mode. Just because most people don't play the game as a shooter so much, so those modes don't really work very well. They're fun to play, but it's not the reason why people play Fortnite. You know what I'm saying? It's like the same with the Team Rumble. The Team Rumble is way more fun now that they reduced it by 50 kills. But when I turn on Team Rumble, it's to do challenges. When I want to play Fortnite, I play the actual Fortnite game. If I want to play a shooter, I'll play Call of Duty.
Right, and I mean that may be true, but I think those kinds of game modes are good for the game, and I think it just makes more competitive like sense.
I just don't think they'll ever be like into the competitive ether. I don't think they should either, personally.
I will root for it, but
I just think there's other games for that. Like, you know, that's like being like they should do a Blackout World Cup. No, they shouldn't.
I mean, if a game like can support like an esports team, yeah, go for it.
I don't think it can. I don't think Blackout can support an esports team at any point. At this point now.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it kind of did die off. A lot of.
Well, it's because Apex did everything that Blackout did, but better.
That true. But I mean, Apex is getting a lot of flack as well, though. I don't think.
I've only heard from the people who actually play Apex. I've heard nothing but positive things about this season. I've heard a lot of people who don't play Apex complaining about Apex and saying that Apex is a dead game, but that's all from people who don't play Apex.
That may be true. I mean, I never had any problems with the game, and like obviously they're not as quick to add things to it, but you know, Apex in general, like I've only actually seen complaints about the game. And, you know, maybe that's just through my weird filter of news and stuff like that. But for the most part, I've actually haven't heard anything of glowing reviews like I used to about Apex itself.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, all the people I know who play the game have been loving it since Season 2. They think that Season 2 Battle Pass is a grand improvement of the Season 1 Battle Pass. They like the map changes. They like the gun additions. Yeah, I've really heard nothing but, like, personally heard. Once again, I'm not going out onto the ether and looking up, what people on the internet are saying, because 9 times out of 10, people on the internet don't say anything positive.
That's probably it. It's like I'm just letting you know that I am literally only hearing negative things.
And that's why you're only seeing the negative.
Yeah, it's like because my brother still plays it, you know, and I have no problems with the game. I know
people that still play. I don't have any problem with the game. I'm just not good at it, and it's it's a game that I don't really want to play. Like, I will play it every now and again, but not like, it's never like, hey, you know what I really want to do? Play Apex. It was like that initially, but it kind of wore off on me because, in my opinion, Fortnite just did some cool stuff that I like better, and I got more used to that game again. And now every time I go back to Apex, it takes me like 4 games to like remember how to play, and it just makes me not want to play anymore.
Right. I'm just not super big into battle royales, man.
I agree with that.
I was like, for me, like, it's
Fortnite's
just
the only one I really like, really play, and I only really play that if I have other friends playing. Like, there's very rare for me to just be sitting there and you walk into my room being like, oh, he's playing Fortnite by himself. It's more like, oh, all of his buddies are forcing him to play Fortnite on the Switch because the competition is a million here. But hey, man. When you win 8 games in one night out of 9 games, I understand the reason for playing on the Switch. Makes it a lot easier. You try a lot less hard and do way better.
Right.
Not a lot of people build on the Switch. Playing on the Xbox, I shoot one bullet, the dude's got an entire castle up. I'm like, all right, well, I'm just gonna turn around because I'm not beating this guy.
Yeah, I'm not approaching that, son. He can have his tower.
Yeah.
I'll just rotate to the zone. I'll see you there, son. Yeah. Your castle is impenetrable. I'll just play the zone. But yeah, I guess that's it, man. I think we're done.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about a lot of stuff, not August this time, and it was good.
Yeah. I liked all the stuff.
Better than one of these 5-minute episodes where like, these are what's coming out. It's mediocre. Bye-bye.
Well, that's because last month was boo-boo.
Hey, listen, I know. That's why I added the what have you played in the last month that you wanted to talk to section. Because I think that is a good thing to address what has brought you joy in the previous month when we're talking about the future.
Right. Agreed. But yeah, hopefully I can get some of these games and play a couple because, quite a few of them I'm really interested in. I'm really interested in Remnant. I hope it's like co-op because I know me and my brother will play the shit out of it. Like, when I saw it, I was like, oh, God. Oh, this actually looks like my type of game. So
cool.
Yeah.
I'll look it up after this.
All right. But that does it for us, you guys. We're shutting it down. We'll see you guys later. See you next week. We don't know what we're going to talk about, but I'm sure we'll figure that out. And until then, do say.